Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Lighthouse Ministries, where we tell our testimonies on how God led us from the darkness into the light. So today, you guys, we'll be talking about no more stinky thinking.
Okay. So we just realized that, and this is just a quick video. We just want to come on and share with somebody today. We just realized that we've been having a lot of stinky thoughts, like the ones that that don't come from God, like those dirty thoughts. And we just wanted to just see if anyone else goes through it and give a little help for someone that's probably could be having trouble with it.
Yeah.
So one of those, okay, let's explain what is intrusive thinking a little bit. Let's explain that a little bit.
I, based on what I have learned and things like that, is like negative thoughts, bad thoughts, or just negativity that always come towards your mind, towards your situation, or just what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
You can never put nothing positive on it because you always thinking the thought always become negative.
Yeah. So okay. Have you ever like been praying, right? And I know there's somebody out there that can testify to this. Have you ever been in prayer and something in the back of your mind is like, why are you praying? This is a waste of time. God is not with you. Something like that, right? Those are stinky thinkings. That's those negative thoughts that comes to your mind, and we truly believe it's the work of the enemy that's just trying to get you to just deteriorate from your usual thinking to start thinking negative. Okay. So what I realize is that if you feed into those thoughts is when the evil comes in. It's when the enemy is taking over you. So I'm gonna give an example. So one time I am talking to you and we wasn't connecting on a marital basis, if you know what I mean. And in my mind, it's like, oh, well, she don't love you. Oh, she don't care about you. Oh, she don't want you anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, she just wants somebody else. Oh, she just wants you for your money. All those negative thoughts start coming to your mind, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you end up like feeding into it.
Yeah.
Like, well, do you want me? Because
Exactly.
you acting like you don't want me or something like that, right? And then immediately the enemy jumps inside of you.
There you go.
Immediately when you click it, it's just you can't click off. It's like it sets a virus in your body, right? And I realized that when we are in that position and we trying our hardest to kind of block those thoughts out,
Yeah.
it's hard to do.
It's really hard.
It's hard to do. So, when you click it and you actually start talking about it and you start feeding into it and you give it attention, now it get access into your entire mindset. Now the trajectory of your day is going to be a bad mood. So the best thing to do when those thoughts come up is to give it to God.
Yes.
Is to pray, give it to God, and expose it.
Yeah.
I think those are the 3 steps when those thoughts come to mind. Because, like, when is the last time you had something like that? Let's share a story with us.
Earlier, I believe, dealing with our son. Sometimes it get really hard dealing with Elijah, and sometimes you be like, you be getting angry,
Yeah.
you getting frustrated, you want to scream and yell, and it get really tense. But I realized that if I feed into that,
Yeah.
it just create negativity.
Like, those thoughts come to your mind, like, I hate children. I hate children. Like,
Yeah, because it get really hard dealing with a 3-month-old.
yeah.
And I believe what I'm trying to get
Why did
used
I
to
have this
doing-
baby?
Man, I get try to used to. I realize when those thoughts come in my mind sometimes, and if I feed into it, I'm not in my spirit.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you have to realize that if you eventually feed into that thought,
Yeah.
you're not really walking in the spirit as you should.
Yeah.
Because if you're walking in the spirit, you know how to avoid those thoughts.
Yeah.
Because you have patience. You
Yeah.
have, all those fruits that the Holy Spirit give you.
I think that you can walk in the spirit and still have those thoughts.
True.
The reason why I say that is that the spirit give you control over the thoughts. It don't take the thoughts away.
Yeah.
It's the same thing kind of with
You
sin.
to feed into
Yeah,
it.
it's the same thing kind of with sin. Like, let's say I dealt with lusting problem.
Yeah.
That's something I struggle with a lot. The lusting is still there, but I have control over it.
Exactly.
I don't have to feed in or give into it. I have full control over it because of the spirit that lives inside of me.
Yeah.
But it don't take it away. The urge is still there, but I have control over the urge.
I believe the Holy Spirit is in you. The thought will come, but you will have control not to feed into the thought.
Exactly.
That's exactly what that will happen.
So those stinky thoughts that comes to your mind is sometimes it gets real negative, right? And it can get devilish. I'm talking about, depending on your situation, it can get bad. So we just say, you know, when you hit those thoughts, expose the enemy's plans, as it says in the Bible. Be vigilant to the enemy, you know, be vigilant to what he does and his schemes and his plots. So be sober-minded and vigilant to what the enemy is trying to do and how he's trying to get into your mind. So if you're laying in the bed at night and those stinky thoughts start coming in, and you just like masturbate, understand that that's not you. So understand that's the enemy's plan against you, right? So what you do at that moment is you need to pray. So you understood that this is coming from the devil, and then you need to pray about it. That's part 2. And then get into worship. You know, pray, get to worship, listen to some gospel music, change the scenery if you need to, because those thoughts will come along. And also, I can say one thing too, is like, if you have those hatred ones, you know, like would it make you like want to hate somebody or be mean to somebody? Show love. Do the opposite of what that evil thought is trying to tell you to do. Like I learned that, like, we'll get into it one night, right? And we'll go to bed, and you know, you'll turn your back and turn this way, and I'm like, well, I'm not coming over there to her. I don't want to do this. And those evil thoughts, like, well, she should be coming over there to you. She's the one who did the problem. But then those evil thoughts are fighting my spiritual thoughts, right? So the spirit is telling me, go over there to your wife. But those intuitive thinking of that, the stinky thinking, it just comes in, and it's just like, get away from her. Don't go over there. She needs to come over to you. You the man of the house. You need to do something better. She needs to be submissive and all the stuff like that. And I'm just like, no. And then what I do is I recognize, like, this is from the devil. The devil don't want me to be close to my wife tonight. So I turned around and I go over there to you, and I start loving you. And I realize those thoughts goes away. Once you start doing the opposite of what those evil thoughts want you to do, they go away. And, you know, just give it to God and do what the Spirit wants you to do. That's why it's a good thing to be aligned with the Spirit. Like you said, having the Holy Spirit is something powerful, because you do what the Spirit told you to do. Those thoughts ain't going to overpower the Spirit.
It can't.
It can't do it. So do the right thing and overpower them by using the amazing Holy Spirit that's been given to us. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that we wanted to come on and really talk about right now. But
so I thank you guys for watching this video. We encourage you to learn how to have self-control over them stinky thoughts. Allow the Holy Spirit inside of you, so when the thoughts come, you can overcome those thoughts, because those thoughts can get really heavy based on your situation. Sometimes it's negative, sometimes even in the positive, sometimes in doubting. Whatever the situation can be, allow the Holy Spirit to speak within your thoughts, so he can help you escape those thoughts, because they can get really heavy. So I encourage you to pray, worship when those thoughts come within you, because they will come. But when the Holy Spirit is in you, he can help them flee. So keep your eyes open, and remember that God do not give you negative thoughts. All his thoughts is positive and love. So I thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a comment, and we see you guys later.
Yeah, so before we go, one last thing. I just wanted to announce that we're going to be doing more podcasts daily. I don't quite know our schedule yet, but if you guys enjoy hearing us and speaking with us and, you know, rocking with us, just subscribe and just be prepared and leave a comment on anything that you want us to do a video in the future.